apparently it seems possible that after 86% of those companies who took part in a trial of the 4-day week said they'd actually like to continue going forward with it.
Let's talk to Charlotte Lockhart. Charlotte is Managing Director and founder of the 4-day week global campaign. And so much to talk about, Charlotte. Good morning to you. Charlotte.
Good morning, thank you.
Charlotte, if you work 4 days, does that mean you only get paid for 4 days?
No, we're very specific about this. So we have a principle called 100-80-100. So you are paid 100%. You are requested to reduce your hours by 80% or to 80%, but on the understanding that you're going to produce 100% of the productivity that you were before.
And, you know, how possible is that? I mean, I was reading some background that actually in productivity terms, most people are only actually productive for 3 hours a day. So you could quite easily lop off a day and still have the same net result at the end.
Well, exactly. I mean, by that calculation, you only have to increase your productivity by 45 minutes a day to actually gain yourself a day. But look, the productivity conundrum is an international one, and it is at the heart of why Andrew Barnes started this journey in the first place. He was looking to understand what were the things that got in the way of people being productive in our business at Perpetual Guardian. So, so that's where the journey started. And so what we do with the businesses that join us, whether they be a fish and chip shop or an office or a retail chain, is actually help them understand exactly what productivity truly is. And then they can then look to how they might improve it. And so that's the conversation that we're having. You get all of the well-being aspects from reducing work time, which of course feeds into productivity. But sometimes there's some things you're doing at work that need to change.
So let's get two workers involved in all of this. Claire?
I'm for it. I think it's a great idea. And I think it would help families. I think it would help society.
So agree.
And I think, it's a very positive thing. I think it would help people health-wise as well. Just to have that extra day to, potter around, clean the homes, do things, have longer sleep, have better quality sleep.
Former Chief Secretary to the Treasury, I mean, you're just convinced that this would grind Great Britain to a halt?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Lazy?
Well, I think the problem is that there's a deal here which will be easily forgotten. The bit of the deal people will remember is they get an extra day off. The bit of the deal they will forget is that on the 4 days that they're working, they will have to be more productive. And I just don't think the mechanisms exist to ensure that happens.
I think a good model, and I think it's wonderful that you're here to talk to us about this, Charlotte, I think the model would be women working part-time job sharing. And I think if you were to ask any of them, they would say they are under the pressure and they do actually get things done in the time. I think it's a great thing.
They certainly do. And look, this is why we are doing this as a business-led initiative in the first instance, because there are business solutions that need to be factored in. Businesses do need to take responsibility for how they engage with their people and manage productivity in the long term. But there are businesses that have been doing this for quite some time, Perpetual Guardian being one of them, but there are a number of others internationally that have been doing it for time. And so for us, this is about getting companies doing it, getting those learnings and those practices into the workplace, and drawing the work community in.
I mean, you've got to be honest, there will be some who will take advantage of this. Do you not agree? I mean, we talk about the Great Resignation, people not wanting to go back to work after the pandemic. We talk about the snowflake generation, always afraid of a hard day's work. We talk about people going on the razzle-dazzle on a Thursday night and being hungover on a Friday. They'll just change that to a Wednesday night, won't they, if they're only doing a 4-day week? I mean, there will be people who take advantage of this.
But those are the people who are taking advantage of the system that you have now. And actually what the businesses that work on this program find is that it highlights that, and it enables them to actually properly manage it. If people are taking advantage in your workplace, it's because you let them.
Yes. Obviously, Charlotte has a delightful Antipodean accent. Has it been tried in Australia or New Zealand? I mean, why are we going to be the first over the top on this?
You're not the first time. You're not.
The 4-day week is now axiomatic.
I love it. We actually have already completed our Irish trial, and we started our US and Canada trial in April, and we didn't start the UK until June. The reason why it makes such good news in the UK is because that you have quite a strong local campaign, the 4-day week UK campaign, and they have been active for quite some time. But this is an economy where we have the most number of companies that want to do this. We are simply meeting a need. Yes, we actually have an Australasian pilot. It starts shortly, and there are already some companies that are on that have joined our other pilots. So that is happening. There are just smaller economies. It makes less of a splash.
Okay.
But the UK economy is the one that has asked for